You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast of All Things Sports with Mike Davis. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Make sure you go to the Facebook page, get in contact with the show for comments or suggestions. I won't take up much more of your time. Let's get into it. So, in news breaking today, J.J. Watt seems to have a new home. Now, free agent pass rusher J.J. Watt has agreed to a 2-year contract with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, terms were not disclosed, but according to ESPN, the deal is worth about $31 million, which includes $23 million in guaranteed money. Now, before the Cardinals announced the agreement, J.J. Watt ended up breaking the news himself by sharing a photo on Twitter with him in a Arizona Cardinals shirt. Now, former teammate of his when he was with the Texans, now teammates again, Hopkins, he replied to the tweet saying that life is good in Arizona. Now, Watt will be paired with fellow pass rusher Chandler Jones, who leads the NFL in sacks since he was drafted in the first round in 2012 with 97. Second to that, in that span, is J.J. Watt with 95 and a half sacks. He finished last season with 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. He also returned 1 for a touchdown. But, you know, he's been plagued with injuries recently, only playing 16 games in a season only twice since 2015. Now, Watt is a 5-time Pro Bowler and a 5-time first team All-Pro. Now, my thoughts on this whole J.J. Watt going to Arizona. He didn't sign to win, I'll tell you that. he didn't sign to win. And this isn't a knock on the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, I think that they're trending in the right direction. Remember a few years, they just drafted Rosen. And then after that, the next year, they drafted Kyler Murray. So now they sign Watt. They're definitely going in the right direction, but it's one of those things where the Cardinals have that history of they're the Arizona Cardinals, you know. And if you're like me, who's been watching football long enough, you know, they're the Phoenix Cardinals, you know. You know, and before I started watching football, they're the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, people don't really understand that St. Louis had 2 St. Louis Cardinals teams. One in MLB, one in the NFL. But look, I digress. The history with them is that, look, they're the Cardinals. You know, I've seen them play in the Super Bowl once in my lifetime, and then they went back to being the same old Cardinals. You know, they're not really known as an NFL powerhouse. So I look at this signing for J.J. Watt as kind of like, look, let me just make a quick buck. Let me go somewhere where I know a couple of people. I believe he's going to be reunited with the defensive coordinator that's in Arizona. I think he was the DB coach down in Houston during J.J. Watt's first 3 years in the league, I believe. So, you know, like I said, he didn't sign here to win. If he wanted to win, there were plenty of other places he could have gone to, you know. And I kind of got that feeling when he was saying he was going to sign with Cleveland. You know, Cleveland, really? Buffalo was hot on his trail trying to get him to come in and sign. I can even understand Buffalo. You know, Buffalo was on the rise, up-and-coming team. I like where they're going. But there's just a lot of other places he could have went to if he was trying to win. He could have went to Pittsburgh with his brother. You know, up in Pittsburgh. He could have went up there with T.J. Watt. But he chose not to. He chose to go to Arizona. I just don't believe that Arizona is just really the place to be if you're going to win. Look, they're on the ride. Arizona has to show me they can do it for at least 2 more seasons of having a 500 and above record, that they are for real. Right now, to me, they're still the Arizona Cardinals. They're just pretenders in my eyes. That's just how I look at it. And that's how I feel about the J.J. Watt situation. Look, good signing for them. Good signing for them. But J.J. Watt has a history as well as, he can't stay healthy. You know, so you're gonna get what you're gonna get. It's not really one of those free agent moves that moves me, that speaks to me. I just figure that J.J. Watt could have gone to a better destination than the Arizona Cardinals. Hey, look, that's all I got for you today, folks. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to the Facebook page to get in contact with the show for comments or suggestions. You've been listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis. And remember, it's your world. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm out. Peace.
You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.